Hi, my name is Anna. I recently joined Perkbox as a Sales Enablement Manager, and in this video, I'd like to talk about virtual onboarding. We've had to change so many things about the way that we work, and I don't just mean the physical location of being at home versus in the office. I mean lots of other things like the daily experiences that we have as employees, and of course onboarding is not an exception. So let's take a look at some of the change processes that happen when we onboard a new remote employee. Physically, likely there's very little change. It's still the same home office environment that they had set up for the job before. So switching to a new job, the only physical change is likely going to be a new laptop that comes from the new company. Now, when it comes to the mental and emotional environment, that's where things become trickier. The simple things that would stress us out, even if we've worked at a company for a while, are even more pressing for someone that's new. Is my Wi-Fi going to drop? Am I going to sound silly on the first Zoom call? How do I make a first impression? Who are the people on the other side of the call, and how do I get to know them without having met them? This contrast of a lack of physical changes and the abundance of mental and emotional changes creates a disconnect and makes it harder for us to get used to a new environment. This brings the mental aspect of onboarding to the forefront. Employee well-being is an HR challenge that's been recognized across the board, starting from Society for Human Resource Management and pretty much any company that did a research or a study on the topics around HR that are pressing this year. A recent study by Aon shows that 92% of employers focus on well-being this year, and a lot of those efforts are actually dedicated to well-being at home. So how do we make sure that the new employees that are working from home have a consistent, exciting, and successful experience with a new company? Let's take a look at some of the top stresses of a new job and see what we can do as professionals to help the newcomer overcome them. First question, what will my first day look like? It seems simple, onboarding starts from the day one. But to me, onboarding starts from the day an employee signs an offer letter. What will your team member experience when they join the company? What is going to happen on that day one? Create a communication plan that helps them understand and lays out clearly what the steps are to starting with you. What time will they start? How will they get their laptop? Who to reach out to if they have any questions? All of these things can be communicated up front and will really make it easier for them to understand what's going to happen on day one. When I joined, I was made feel welcome not only on day one, but way beyond that by communicating clearly what the expectations were. Another question, who are these people I will work with? Team introductions become more important than ever. While the employee is ramping up, how can we make sure that they meet as many team members as they can? This is when a 30-minute team call will not quite cut it. Think of it this way. When someone joins an office team, it's really easy. You walk them around the office, you introduce them to everybody, you help them get embedded through organizing some coffee breaks, lunches, and any other meetings, right? So that's quite a simple thing to do. But the question is, how do you replicate the same friendly environment in a virtual setting? At Perkbox, we encourage every manager and team member to reach out to the new joiners and involve them into conversations. And lastly, am I doing enough? Am I doing the right stuff and at the right time? How am I doing against benchmark? All these questions are hard enough to answer when you're working from an office. What happens when those team introductions are over? It is so easy to unconsciously overlook a new joiner in a virtual scenario. And while you're powering through those back-to-back calls throughout the day, your new joiner may be left wondering if they're doing a good job or if they're contributing enough. Research shows that while most companies do understand the importance of onboarding, majority of them still focus only on week one, while it takes 3 to 6 months for someone to really feel part of a company. So what can we do here? Think about what they can do each day to show you their progress, but also to help them feel that they're on track. Create challenges, quests, research assignments, practical tasks, peer tasks, you name it. There are so many things that you can do to not only build up the experiential learning, but also to create those all-important milestones that will help your employee ramp up faster and feel confident. So it's in our hands, wherever we are in a business, to create the best human experiences for our new team members. Because let's face it, the success of a company depends on every single one.